Peace and love out there, internet people. I am Disern, and this is Straight Talk. And I will be speaking on being born to a mother that practiced the craft. First, I like to say these videos are for educational, entertainment purposes, following YouTube guidelines. Um, it's not easy for me to make these videos, but I see a lot of mess on YouTube. TV is so fake. It's all programming, and coming up in the 70s, I didn't know that I was being part of the programming. I didn't find out my mother practiced the craft until I got in my mid 30s. And I started putting the pieces of my puzzle life together and connecting dots that probably shouldn't be connected, lining things up because my framework coming up was to be effed up, you know. I believe my mama planned for my demise at a young age. I believe she honestly set me up for failure. And that's what witches do. If they sacrifice you, you will go through a lot of trauma. You will be traumatized. You see, you would be psychologically effed up if you allow it, because those are demons. See, all of it is wicked. It's sacrificing. You can sacrifice your loved ones in all different type of ways. You can make them lose their mind, commit suicide. You can kill them. Uh, you can abandon them. So it's many ways of sacrificing your loved ones to get that bag. Okay, and I didn't know coming up that I grew up to a whole witch family. I believe all of them practice the craft, knowing and unbeknown. Okay, you know, um, I reads my word a lot. The Most High has revealed a lot of things to me, and we live in a very deceptive world. This world is so deceiving. And now I know what spiritual warfare is. It's really studying it for yourself and asking the Most High to give you discernment so you can see things. And I always saw things as a little one that other folks couldn't see. You know, I was connecting dots back then and questioning stuff back then that shouldn't have been questioned, you know. And the Most High led me to scriptures that back in the day they were sacrificing their children to bow. And he gave me Deuteronomy 12 and 31. He gave me Exodus 22 to through 29, Jeremiah 7 through 31, Jeremiah 19 and 5. See, I'm studying these scriptures and then I'm looking at the Most High start leading me to different sites like Unplug them. Shout out to that brother because you enlightened me on a lot of things. Truth Unedited, uh, Stephen Darby, he passed away in 2015, but these are the sites that the Most High was leading me to when I was searching for truth because I knew how I grew up wasn't right. I knew how I grew up, and I have a lot of love and compassion in my heart, but people take your kindness for weakness. They will if you allow it. But I grew up as an inspiring kid, outgoing, motivated, and whatever ambition, inhibition I had, my mom makes sure I wouldn't have that. But the devil is a lie because I have that. I'm chosen to be making these videos today because nobody's speaking what I'm going to be speaking about. And this is straight talk. Now, I believe that my mama sacrificed me at a very young age. And I started doing the math, because the numbers don't lie. And I want to say my family's from Louisiana. See, where they practice the craft, but you don't know it because nobody's around there talking about uh, that type of stuff. If you got a family that practice it, you would never know that. It's like a secret society. See, and I found out all about all this stuff coming up, learning stuff because I knew I wasn't raised right, knew things wasn't right, and I was always made to feel like I didn't belong, you see, and coming up in my family. And so I was born June 10th, 1968. It's 666 all in my birthday. You got the 6th month of June. You got 1968, turn a 9 around, that's a 6. 8 plus 1 is 6. It's 666 all in my birthday, as well as my brother. He's 1966. So, that's 666 already, too. Okay. Coming up as a young one, we don't know this stuff. The Most High start revealing these things to me. He start revealing that I was my mama's sacrifice, me and my brother. Um, they have to traumatize you. You have to be traumatized. See, because when they can traumatize you and abuse you, you pretty much, and they have to do the mind control. And I tell y'all about the mind control that goes on where they can control you. Okay. And my mom, my first trauma, I can't remember. I know I got a burnt on my knee, and the Most High revealed to me that this was a branding. Probably I went through a ritual when I was a baby. Okay. And it's a perfect circle. Perfect circle. And I'm going to show it to you. You see right here? It's a perfect circle. I thought this was a birthmark. It's not a birthmark. It's not a birthmark. It's a branding. Back then, there was no irons. They didn't make irons like that. Perfect circle. Back in them days, there wasn't no curling irons to plug up. We had the kind of irons that you put on the stove. Okay. This is what the Most High would start revealing as I got older, what it really was and the way I was treated. It was all coming together like a puzzle. So that's the trauma that I don't remember, but I believe I went through a ritual. The trauma that I remember started at that magic number, age 6, when my mom left my dad. And I believe she put something on him because he ain't never been the same until he died. But she left my dad and we moved to some apartment. I remember she beat my ass with a stitching cord until I bled. I never got a beating like that from my daddy. I never got beaten like that from nobody. So I consider that was my first trauma with many more to follow. Um, she cried. I cried. Told me she wasn't going to whip me like that no more. And she did not whip me with a stitching cord like that no more. That was the first time and only time that she beat me like that. All other times had been with a belt or her hand. She'd holler off and knock the crap out of me or something like that, but no more with the stitching cord. And I can recall us leaving my, the apartment, going to Phoenix, not knowing we was coming to California. No idea we coming to Cali. And if anybody know about California, this is the witch haven. Okay. So we're in Phoenix and we're staying with people we don't even know. These people, I don't remember these people coming to see us at our house when my mama was with my daddy. I don't remember these people, don't know these people. But she told me and my brother that these were our relatives, some step grandmama, uncle, auntie, and 2 other females that were some foster kids that they were keeping at the time when she took us there. I couldn't tell you how long my mama left us there. Felt like we was there for a long time. She said we wasn't. She said we wasn't there for long. Because I asked her how long did we stay there because we hated it that much. And the things that they did to us. See, if anybody know about Arizona, Arizona is hot. It's hot out there in Arizona. Yeah, see, they will make us go outside in that heat, and that's all I know is me and my brother was trying to find a shade tree to cool off somewhere. They used to make us take naps. When we would take naps, the females would mess with me inappropriately, pull my little panties down and get on top of me and do just little stuff to me, that you don't do to children. Okay. Not understanding that this is a program being going on. You got to traumatize them. You got to program them. Okay. So my uncle would mess with me at night, so-called uncle. He would mess with me and my brother. But my brother's not in this video. He effed up too. But see, I'm in my right mind because I got the most high. And I got to speak it like it is. This is straight talk. And so, yeah, they would mess with us. They was messing with us. So when my mama came and got us, I was glad she came and got us. She brought us to California. And we end up staying with her mama, which is the most evilest woman. She evil too. She was evil too. She was very mean to me, very mean to my brother. She'd get mad at him and make him go sit outside on the porch in a dress. Didn't understand the program. She used to call me piss cutter. Everything she would say to me, trust and believe it was always negative. Always this, you, that, and ugh. Always made me feel like something was wrong with me. They go to the mind programming going on. See, they got to start you at a young age with the mind control program. She used to call me piss cutter because I would wet the bed, not knowing I was wetting the bed because I had been touched by that uncle and them sick females. Mind you, I was around 6 years old. I don't believe I had turned 7 yet. I think I was going on 7 because when we got to California, I believe I was going on 7 years old when we stayed with my grandmother. And I don't know where my mama was. I don't know where she was when she left us with them other people. She never told us nothing. She never taught me nothing. So here come the washing of the brain, because you have to learn from your mama. Your mama got to teach you stuff. I learned from watching TV, and when I went to school, what I could in school. So coming up in school for me was kind of difficult, but I'm better today, and I'm grateful for that. I'm back in school now. I got a diploma today. I'm trying to, I got a few college courses right now. I come a long ways by the grace of the Most High. So if I get my words jumbled up in here, y'all that know what I'm talking about, please overstand and understand what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not here to try to sound all prolific or none of that. I'm speaking straight talk. And so she brought us here to California. We with our grandmother, and she, like I say, real mean to me and what have you. And then next thing I know, we end up getting our apartment. But coming along as a kid, I can't remember. My mama have cousins, and one of her cousins, besides that uncle, used to mess with me. I can remember was when it was with my dad, when my dad was together, we used to go today, around them because my people come from card playing, baby playing cards all night, gambling, to the break of dawn. It was always a party every weekend. It was always drinking. It was always all of that, you see, on my mama's side. And so one of them cousins, her cousin, first cousin, it's my second cousin, used to mess with me out as well. But I just can't remember what period of time was it, if it was with my dad or when my mom left and we went to visit when we was in Cali. I can't remember that. But that was like the second trauma for me. Uh, the whipping was the first. Them people in Arizona messing with me was the second. My cousin, her second cousin messing with me. And now we're in Cali. We're in our own apartment right now. Left big grandma, we in our own apartment. And I can recall my mama used to take us to go see the movies back in LA when it was a bunch of movies on Broadway, on Main, when it was nothing but theaters, you see. And this was back in the 70s, late 70s, somewhere up in there, early 80s and stuff. And she would take us to see everything demonic. Our first demonic movie was Abby, Abby. Check it out. It's the possession of Abby. It's about a color sister, melanated sister. Okay, they like to call us black, but I don't call myself black. I know I'm not black. I know who I am today. But at any rate, the movie is about a sister being possessed. I'm talking, babe, it's something to have you devastated with some nightmares when you go home. She took us to see Abby was our first movie, Exorcist, Omens, all of Exorcist, all of Omen, all of Poltergeist, Shining, um, Jason, Halloween. We saw it all, not overstanding the programming that she was doing. And then my mama be in church. My mama took us to church too now. We was at church more than we stayed at the movies. We was at both. Not overstanding that witches are in church. You got more witches in church than you do on the street. And they fast. They go on 5, 6 day, 7 day fasts. You got to fast extra hard to fight a witch and demonic entities. You see, that we dealing with, and that they show you every day on this, tell lies to your vision and give you a bit of truth. They show us that the demonic realm is real. Everybody's getting demonic. Everybody want to be on demon time. You see that? You see what's going on? So that's what prompted me to make these videos as well, to let people know that witchcraft is real, because I grew up with a whole witch and I didn't even know it until I got older. I go through and fight spiritual warfare every day, all day. I have to preserve my energy and my place that the Most High has given me, and stay suited and booted in my word. It's tearing up, y'all. It's tearing up. It's old. My word, my Bible probably older than my children. Probably them grandbabies for sure. Okay. And so I have to, because what I endured was, I was made to look crazy. See, my mom knew that I wouldn't be able to tell my story because of the trauma. When you traumatized and had psychological, messed up psychologically, you 5,500 personalities I felt I had at that time, uh, you're not going to be able to tell this story to people easy. And that was the objective. That was the agenda, for her to do these things to me. I was the sacrifice, and do these things to me, to F me up, where I wouldn't be able to tell or talk about it to nobody. And I'm over here crying and wondering why my mama ain't never loved me, and just going through it. The devil is a lie. It's meant for me to post these videos. It's meant for me to post them and put it out there, get it off of me, let y'all know it's real out there. A lot of people ain't gonna talk about incest in their family and what they folks done did to them. I am, because it wasn't my mother freaking fault them fuckers was sick. And I don't mean to cuss, but I got, you know what? My grandmother, that's all she did. She cussed like a sailor. And see, what my little ones, well, they grown now, but they don't understand the things that the little habits and behaviors I got. I had to learn it from somebody. Now I understand what the Most High say: be renewed by the transforming of your mind. I had to wash my whole mind because it was all. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. The truth will set you free. And I know my mind was effed up from what was going on with me and what was happening to me and how I was being treated by people that so say they love me. The Most High led me to the scripture where it say, Matthew 10 and 36, your family would be your worst enemy. He brought me to the scripture too. And then I start questioning the Father, like, well, Father, how can you allow things happen to us innocent people, the babies that don't have a voice? You know, answer me, Father, why do things happen to the babies, innocents, the young that don't even have a voice in the matter? I'm still dealing with that. And they say, well, you don't supposed to question God. I do. I question him all the time because things just don't add up to me. And I went through a lot of pain. And I make these videos for my mental. Yes, I do. I know I'm probably all over the place right now, but right now this is what I'm feeling, and this is what need to be gotten out there. You see, I got to pray before I make get on here and just be talking. That the Most High lead and guide my words. But I believe in the Father in heaven. But I also question why the innocent gotta be hurt. Why the sacrifice of the babies? I don't understand that. And if somebody out there can tell me, please tell me why I'm still going through it. And I'm grandma. You don't need to know my age. I'm a grandma. But we don't talk about this type of stuff. We don't talk about, what if our loved ones is a whole witch? What if you've been born into a whole witchcraft family and you was a sacrifice? You know, been traumatized psychologically, mentally, that's mentally, physically, spiritually. My mama told me, when you coming up how I came up, trying to figure out what was going on with me mentally and why was I couldn't seem to succeed at that time. Getting in a relationship. I left home at 15 years old. That magic number, 5 and 1 and 6. Because for one, my mama, when she would hit me, I wouldn't cry no more. I got used to the beatings and just mistreatment. I got used to it, and it was time for me to move out because I was thoroughly convinced my mama didn't love me or give a dang about me if I lived or died. I was thoroughly convinced at that age. But at me still loving my mom, that's my mama. I will always try to do something like, what can I do to please this woman? Whatever the freak I ever done or achieved, I never got a, Mama's so proud of you. I'm so happy. I've been clean for drugs over 20 years. Never got a, oh, I'm so happy you didn't got delivered, Lord. My prayers been answered. None of that. So the red flags have always been there that my mama never loved me and that she practiced the craft and that she sacrificed me. I'm thoroughly convinced now, and I can put it out there to let y'all know that witchcraft is real. Sacrificing these children is real because I was a whole sacrifice for my mom. She ain't hurting for no money. I never knew how my mama made her money because she never told me nothing. I never saw a graduation picture from a college. I never saw, she never told me about her school, what school she ever went to. Never told me nothing about her life, period. Never told me how to try to live and succeed in life. Basically threw me to the streets, is what my mama did. Because I was that sacrifice, me and my brother. Now she living nice. That's what she used to always say. I want to live nice. My mother was a prestigious woman. She had to keep her image. She had to wear the best designer, whatever. I didn't coming up as a child. I got clothes from people that was passed down to me. My mama did shop at Sears and Penny's at that time for me. Yes, she did. I didn't go to school nasty or raggedy. And I'm grateful for that because she had an image now. She had an image to keep up, you see. What folks saw on the outside, they'll never think, oh, she evil like that. No, no. You got people taking, like I told, I remember when, because I went to jail and all kind of stuff. But in the craft, they take on different characters, 55,000 personalities. And all what's going on with them will get on you, you know? And that's how I grew up, mentally effed up, coming from my mama and the things that she did to me and the manipulation games that she played with my mind and the abuse that she did and allowed others. I believe she allowed it. She never questioned me about nothing, never told me about nothing. When I had my daughter, I made sure that I told my daughter, don't let nobody touch you down there. I told my sons, don't let nobody touch you back there when they were little. These are things we have to tell our children now. See, because you got some sick MFs out there. You got some sick ones out there. So I'm going to be making more videos. I just have to figure out where I left off at right now so I can pick up again. And right now, I got a lot off, and I'm just grateful, making these videos because they've helped me therapeutically. Can't no counselor help me. If you're not an exorcism, trying to do an exorcism or pray and fast with me, you cannot help me. If you believe in reincarnation and coming back, doing dirt, and thinking you're going to come back and live and do it again, this is not the video for you. If you don't believe in heaven or hell, this is not the video for you neither. I'm talking to spiritually minded people that believe in the Most High and know that this world is wicked and know that we are at end times and it's time for revealing truth. See, I'm putting truth out there, letting you know that you could be born to a whole witch and not even know it, not even know it, and wonder why your life's so effed up and why you can't just get it right. See, that's what I thought for a whole lot of years until I start putting the puzzle together and rebuking and binding over here because Satan is a lie, fasting and praying. Because if it would have been left up to me, stand down and like how my mom wanted me to be, I probably wouldn't even be here. I probably wouldn't. And I've tried back in the day to commit suicide a couple of times. Didn't even think I was fit for my own children when they were young. I thought I needed to be out. They needed a better mama. But the devil is a lie. They came from me. And my own don't believe me. They think I'm crazy and need a check. Ain't that something? But that's their power of the witchcraft. That's the power of manipulation, spellbinding. You know what I mean? I can go deeper down the rabbit hole, but right now I'm going to end this video and I will be making more. Peace and love.